Hey ADHD beings, I'm Tana Cohen, I'm a somatic therapist and an ADHD coach, and today I want to talk to you about shame. Shame can feel like this big inner gremlin, this part of you that is so hidden away that it's just stored within the cages of there is something wrong with me. It's this feeling like there's a part of you that is so wrong and so inherently dark and broken that if it saw the light of day, it would be met with the pain and the hurt of rejection, ridicule, and criticism. And that rejection to the system is terrifying. Remember that we are communal, relational beings. We are designed, our nervous system is designed to be a part of a pack, a part of a tribe. So the scariest thing to the nervous system, remember that the nervous system hasn't updated, that you don't actually need that many friends and you've got a roof over your head and you're safe. The nervous system is wired to thrive through relational connection and a sense of belonging. So when life experiences have had you negate parts of yourself, maybe your sensitivity wasn't embraced, the way you thought wasn't validated, your emotions weren't held and understood, and you weren't supported to be in connection with yourself, then instead what happens is we shut parts of ourselves down. We say to ourselves, this part of me is not welcome. If I do what I instinctually feel is right, I will get ridiculed, criticized, or punished. If I follow my impulses, I will be wrong in some way. And all of those things mean that there is more disconnection, so more of a separation from yourself and other. And we don't want that. We need that. So when that happens repeatedly, through your upbringing, through your relationships, through your experiences, then you start psychologically creating ways to adapt. You start pushing parts of yourself down. You might feel an emotion, and then you cognitively register that that emotion might lead to a negative consequence, or that feeling, or that action. And so then there is a choice happening, usually in the subconscious, to push that down. And then your expression, your freedom, your sense of connection, vitality, your authentic being and your authentic valid emotions get caged in. The body braces. There are these micro tensions and bracings of the body as it guards, and you shut it down, which is why sometimes it can feel like you're holding so much, and then one small thing happens and it feels like the undercurrent of the ocean just takes you and you're not quite sure which way is up. So the more that we push down and the more that we repress parts of ourselves, because there was a time where it felt much safer to do that, and it was safer to do that. For example, if a part of you always had a specific response, like for me, my creative, wild curiosity was always met with extreme ridicule and painful words in school, like chronic bullying, or just part of the authentic expression of yourself meant that a parent would always say that you're not good enough or punish you or even physically hurt you, then you have become accustomed to feeling that it is safer to push those parts of you down. The issue with that is that then we are carrying baggage. You are carrying bags of tension and weight. You are trying to adapt and fit in and mask and push parts of you down and push parts of you aside. And there are parts of you that you truly believe make you wrong, make you broken. And it's not true. You are not wrong. There is no part of you that is inherently wrong. Whatever you tell me, whatever your thoughts are, whatever experiences you've had, there is no part of you that is wrong. There is simply an impact from social conditioning, from parenting, from education systems, from societal constructs, social constructs, from religion that can impinge on your natural freedom of expression and your sense of self. And it is in that connection, creativity, it is in that sense of self that that you can be more of your being rather than the human mind doing, that you can rest more into the receptivity and the calmness and flow that you feel when things are well and you feel safe and restored and you slept well and nothing bad's happening, and you can just be in that receptivity with life. And then when things do happen, you're aware, like, oh, okay, this is a challenging moment. How can I navigate this? What's happening here? What might be the best way to move forward? That's very different to how we operate when we have these layers of tensions that have built up from this deep sense of shame and wrongness. Remember, the sense of guilt is a I feel like I've done something wrong. Shame is I am something wrong. You can see how deep that is, and how even just holding that as a core psychosomatic belief, because the feeling of shame does exist in your body, and then it also cultivates and creates mental narratives, beliefs and stories about yourself and about others, what others will think of you, how to react, how to be, how to not be, what to filter, what to mask. So there is this psychosomatic experience that's happening. And it's truly like putting on glasses that then distort and colour your entire experience of yourself, of your relationships, and of how you are in the world. This is such a normal response when you are an ADHD being and a neurodivergent sensitive soul that has experienced trauma, that has trauma stored in your body from all of those times that you needed to shut down, or that you gauged that there is something about me that in being me is only met with things that don't feel good and are hurtful. So of course we don't want to feel pain. And so instead of feeling pain, what the system so beautifully does, and the ego as well, your left brain, says, okay, let me make sure that I don't feel this pain again. AKA, I'll just shut this part of myself down. I just won't ever express my anger. I won't cry. I won't establish boundaries, because that's met with aggression or force or criticism. I basically just won't be myself. And you can see how all of those are just compounding these layers that you're holding. And truly, what do we really want in life? We want to feel free, and we want to feel calm, and we want to feel loved and seen for who we are, and feel like it's truly safe and a beautiful thing to be ourselves. That's what the nervous system needs, and that's why relational rupture heals through relationship. Not just relationship with yourself, but relationship with others as well. That's why working with an incredible therapist, or finding a community of people like yourself, and if you're interested in either of those, then check out the captions below, because that is literally everything that I'm about. Or whether it's through a really beautiful, gorgeous, safe, intimate relationship, or validating divinely delicious friendships, or a community that you have related to a hobby that you enjoy, where everyone just fully allows you to be truly yourself and celebrates you and encourages you for who you are. The sad truth is that we're not going to be able to get those needs met often by the people that we most needed it from early on. And when we try to feel seen and heard and validated by people that aren't able to see us, validate us and hear us, then we can actually compound that sense of shame in trying to seek what you are needing in places where it's actually just not available. So the best thing we can do is just let that go, acknowledge that this internal part of you that truly feels like there's something wrong with you is just so afraid of being seen, and it's like this little tiny goody little sweet thing that's inside of you that's so scared and so afraid. And over time and over the course of somatic healing and relational healing, there's just this little creature that has just felt like it's so wrong that just slowly starts to peek out of its cave and realize that it's met with safety and with care and with love and reverence and understanding. And it just starts to learn, oh wow, okay, maybe I don't need to be afraid. Maybe there isn't something wrong with me. Oh wow, I can be loved, embraced, seen and held exactly as I am. And then what happens to the body? There's an opening, there's usually a sense of possibility that emerges. There's a sense of a deep rest that maybe hasn't been found in some time. There's more of awareness of the space in the room, of a stability in yourself and a receptivity and an openness to not just life and other people, but possibility, change, and the life that you want to live, the connections you want to have and the things you want to create. And that's what's so beautiful about this healing work. So if any of this is resonating with you, then please do me a favor and just click the subscribe so I can help getting more of these gorgeous messages for people like us, ADHD beings, that have lived this very complex experience of life. And so please just click that button over there and support me to support you. If you want to learn more about my ADHD being somatic serenity world, then check the captions below. And just thank you so much for being here. Thanks for being you. And thank you for even just being in whichever stage you're in right now. It's perfect. And I promise you that as you start to find the things that really work for you and establish the relationships that really support you, everything starts to ease, the pain starts to disperse, and you get to live your life feeling like you are whole, beautiful, worthy, talented, able, and rest in the gorgeousness of your bloody, divine, honey dripping being. Thank you so much for being here, and journey gently. Wow.